So if you're thinking about a new Tesla now in 2023, it's finally announced from the IRS, new regulations. What rules do we have to play by? New updates just came out with new deadlines. We're gonna go over all of that with the EV tax credit in this video. So I'm gonna give it to you straight. First, a brand new update that extends the EV tax credit requirements until April 18th. So now you have about a month and a half to take advantage of current deliveries under the current EV tax credit. But what has changed? Are you still getting a big discount on your taxes, $7,500? Is that still in play? Well, yes and no. For those of you who have subscribed and got the channel over 10,000 subscribers, thank you so much. And if you're new here and you like Tesla content, consider subscribing so I can make even more videos. Let's get into the big changes. So here we go. The IRS updates the IRA, the Inflation Reduction Act, the EV tax credit guidance. The new rules are April 18th, but what does this mean? So essentially, half of this $7,500 that you get is dependent now by a certain percentage come April 18th. And here's what that means. A defined percentage of critical materials found in the battery pack must be extracted or processed in the United States or country the United States has free trade agreements with. And the other half has to do with the battery location where it's manufactured. So a defined percentage, well, what does that mean and how the heck are we gonna know how much materials make up these batteries? Well, you don't need to worry about that because the IRS, again, in April 18th, is going to come out with a new list of Tesla vehicles that do qualify. So currently, here's what you wanna know. So here's what you wanna know. Every single Tesla qualifies still for $7,500 in tax credit. So you get that currently when you file your 2023 taxes. If you owe up to $7,500 in taxes, you can take advantage of this credit. But what will change in April 18th? Even Tesla says this. I'm gonna predict right now, here's what I think is gonna happen. This is the big change. Even Tesla says on their website, the rear wheel drive is expected not to get the $7,500. What I predict is gonna happen is this. I feel that the Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive will get half. I think you're gonna get $3,750. So if you're wondering, well, should I buy now or should I wait? Well, if you're thinking about the Model 3 rear-wheel drive, I love it. That's the one that I have. You probably wanna look on current inventory. But here's some other strategies. More has changed that I want you to be aware of, but real quick, look at this right here. The delivery dates for the Model 3 rear-wheel drive now say April. So if you're thinking about ordering one right now on the Tesla website, it's very likely that you could take delivery after the 18th and miss out on $3,750 in tax credit. You must take delivery before that date, especially as Tesla and myself predict that it's not going to fully qualify. Let's go into more about what has changed that's going to affect every single Tesla. So remember when I said a defined percentage of the battery components must be sourced in certain locations? Well, what the heck does that mean? Where are these locations and what are those percentages? The percentages are 40% of any pack manufactured before next year, 2024, while 2024 packs, it goes up 50, 60, and 70% every year thereafter. So basically, it's going to get harder for you each and every year to get the full $7,500. It goes up 10% every year, these requirements. So let's zoom in and take a look. Packs will be required to have 50% of their components manufactured here locally before next year. And for 2024, 25, the number is 60%, and 26, 27, 28, 70, 80, and 90% of those components must be locally manufactured. It goes up 10% every year. Let me give you a quick recap right now. So for those of you who are not looking at the Model 3, maybe the Model Y or the long range or performance Model 3, Model Y, what should you do? What are some current strategies and what are the rules right now? A strategy if you're going to get a Tesla is to not forget some of those accessories which are down in the video description. Consider purchasing them through those links. It does help me make more videos for you. So So with that, let's get on to the next point. The requirements are still $55,000 MSRP or lower. Your car, your Tesla, must meet those requirements to get this EV tax credit currently. Well, what about the Model Y? So the Model Y must be lower than $80,000 MSRP, so you should be in good shape for that, but I want to give you some details on this requirement. So whenever they say these price caps, a lot of people ask, well, is full self-driving included in that? What about if I upgrade the paint or the rims, the tires? Well, this gives you clarity right here on the Tesla website. The price includes optional equipment physically attached to the vehicle at the time of delivery and excludes software features, accessories, taxes, and fees. So that final MSRP number, so you can take off full self-driving, enhanced driving, autopilot, that's not included, that's software, anything physically attached is. And there is an income limit. As long as you meet these income requirements, you will qualify again currently for the $7,500 federal tax credit that again will change on April 18th. And finally, here's a word of advice. Remember, there are also state rebates. So you can go on the Tesla website, search for your state. Here in Pennsylvania, on top of that federal EV tax credit, I could get $2,000 or more off of my Tesla purchase. Now, some of the income requirements are a little more stringent, at least here in Pennsylvania. So make sure you look at those details to see if you qualify. There are deadlines on when you need to file. I think in PA it's 6 months, but make sure to look at those details so you know for sure. So remember, there are used credits for used Teslas. They must be 2 years old and they must be purchased from a dealership. And at least at this time, I do not believe that this credit extends to leases. So remember, changes April 18th. There is a used EV tax credit. Look at those state rebates as well, and I believe that leases are left out of this. So that is the big update at this time. So are you still interested? Are you going to pick one up? Are you going to try to squeeze in a delivery before this new date? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. So here's my final word of advice. If you are looking at the Model 3, especially this year, there has been some word on a refreshed Model 3 coming with new things like a new camera in the front, much like the Cybertruck, giving you more visibility, possibly revamped and redesigned headlights, and all of this is wrapped into Project Highland. We're not sure exactly which details are coming, but there are some reliable sources saying that the exterior and interior is going to get a revamp. Well, what does that really mean? If you're thinking about a Model 3, if you wait until the end of the year, you may again lose some of that EV tax credit, but get the new refreshed Model 3. So it's kind of a decision you have to make. And as far as the Model Y, next year in 2024, there has been some talks, more so rumors on this one, that a refresh will be possibly coming with the Model Y as well, called Project Juniper. So take that for what it's worth. It's all a decision that you have to make if you want to order right now and try and take advantage of the full EV tax credit, or wait and possibly lose some of that amount on the rear-wheel drive, or potentially get the latest version of the 3 or the Y. So if you do like Tesla content, consider tapping that subscribe button so I can make even more videos. And if you are buying a Tesla, consider purchasing the best accessories down in this video description. It does support the channel. And again, the only way I know that you enjoyed this video is to drop a like. Again, this is Matt from Frunk to Trunk. We will see you in the next video.